Sometimes, NBA stars mess up, and while the NBA may be enjoyed by fans from around the world, there are some moments that would definitely make even the best of players a little less well-liked in the eyes of many. So today, we're going to be counting down some of the NBA's less talked about incidents by counting the top 10 deleted moments the NBA doesn't want fans to see. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notifications button so that you never miss out on any of our latest content. Number 10. Kristaps Porzingis flirt fail. While there are many NBA players that try to use their superstar status to enact change, make a political statement, or do good in their communities, there are also many that try to leverage it to pick up girls. And while the NBA obviously doesn't want their players to have this image, this is unfortunately what happened with Kristaps Porzingis. One of the most notable examples of this came in June of 2017, when Porzingis commented hard eyes on a pic of a model, Eanes Nikic. However, he soon got shot down when she responded to his comment by posting a pic with her boyfriend. We guess this just goes to show that even NBA players get rejected from time to time. Number 9. Lonzo Ball's broken shoes. While Lonzo used to be one of the NBA's most controversial figures, while on the Pelicans, he has begun to leave a lot of drama behind him and focus on basketball. However, to his credit, while he was on the Lakers, sometimes his poor performances were completely out of his control. That's because after being pressured to wear his signature shoe, the ZO2s, by his father, he began to have them rip every single game, with them sometimes exploding after as little as one quarter. As such, it goes without saying that NBA is happy that he now keeps these defective shoes on the sidelines. Number 8. Cheering for an injury. Guys, we get it. Durant was a snake, is a snake, and in the eyes of many, will always be a snake. However, that doesn't mean he deserves blatant disrespect. Yet, that's what he was served back in the 2019 finals. That's because after he got injured in Game 5, the fans around him started to loudly cheer, happy that this historically hated player was gone for good. And while a little bit of rivalry is okay here and there, this on-court moment was perhaps one of the few dark spots of the Raptors campaign during their finals run. Number 7. Masi Ujiri pushed around. Yet another deleted moment to come out of the 2019 finals was from the very last game of the entire series. That's because while Masi Ujiri was going to the court to celebrate his team's championship win after 6 games while in Golden State, Deputy Sheriff Alan Strickland chose to shove Ujiri away from his team. Now a look at the footage will show that it was clearly Strickland who was the aggressor, with Ujiri simply trying to pass through non-violently. However, despite the body camera footage being clearly against him, Strickland has continued to maintain his story in court. Number 6. Wilson Chandler's steroid use. Put simply, Wilson Chandler is certainly nearing the end of his career. After all, due to him averaging just 6 points and 1 rebound per night this season for the Brooklyn Nets, his name could easily be on the chopping block for this offseason. However, at the beginning of this year's 2019-2020 season, his name was put on people's radars after he received a 25-game suspension for violating the NBA's steroid policy after testing positive for ipramilin, which is a growth hormone that helps decrease body fat and increase lean muscle. Now, according to Chandler, he had taken the performance-enhancing drug, ipamilin, because, quote, during my injury rehab process, before I signed with the Nets, I was prescribed a treatment that included small doses of a substance recently added to the NBA's prohibited substance list. I did not realize this substance was banned, and neither did the doctor. Yet regardless of whether this statement was true or not, Chandler was still given his lengthy suspension. Number 5. The Tim Donahue Scandal. Although most of the entries on this list have been limited to the players themselves, it turns out that NBA refs can have pretty embarrassing moments as well. However, none top that of Tim Donahue, who after being a ref from 1994 to 2007, was forced to resign after it was discovered that he'd been part of a mixed fixing scandal, leading him to resign from the league on July 7th of 2007 and sentenced to 15 months in federal prison on July 20th of 2008. The incident not only called into question the league's ability to be fair and impartial, but also ruined Donahue's career and reputation for life. However, when you consider that referee favoritism towards star players and big market teams have become a major issue in recent years, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the NBA has tried to sweep this scandal under the rug. Number 4. Joakim Noah caught doping. As far as centers go, few were quite as good as prime Joakim Noah. That's because, as the 2014 NBA Defensive Player of the Year, he was nearly impossible to get past, with his 11 rebounds per game truly making him elite. However, in March 2017, he was suspended under the league's policy on performance-enhancing drugs after it was reported that he tested positive for ligandrol, which is a substance that has been described as a therapeutic compound with properties similar to that of anabolic steroids. As a result, he ended up serving a hefty 20-game suspension. Number 3. OJ Mayo steroid use. While OJ may have had the honor of being drafted 3rd overall in the 2008 NBA draft, his career went downhill from there. That's because due to his lack of skill, he has been widely considered to be one of the greatest busts in the league's history. Yet, rather than try to restore his capabilities in more conventional ways, he got to the point that he was so desperate that he turned to steroids. As such, in January 2011, he tested positive for dehydroepiandrosterone, or DHEA, although he reported that he consumed the supplement unwillingly, as it was apparently in an energy drink he bought from a gas station. Regardless, he was given a relatively lenient 10-game suspension. Number 2. Kevin Durant's Twitter fail. While most NBA stars nowadays are social media savvy, Kevin Durant showed the world that he was the complete opposite in 2017. You see, on September 17th of 2017, Durant got a pretty innocuous tweet from a fan that said, quote, "Man, I respect the hell out of you, but give me one legitimate reason for leaving OKC other than getting a championship." Now, typically speaking, NBA players will either ignore these types of messages or defend themselves using a burner account. However, Durant made a huge misstep when he accidentally responded in the third person on his real account, responding that, quote, he didn't like the organization or playing for Billy Donovan. His roster wasn't that good, it was just him and Russ. And although he would soon go on to delete the comment, it nonetheless set off a firestorm on Twitter. Number 1. John Collins' growth hormone. As far as NBA youngsters go, John Collins, while solid, often flies under the radar. After all, despite the fact that the big man averaged an incredible 22 points and 10 rebounds this year, the fact that he was on the lowly Atlanta Hawks has made many think that he wouldn't be as talented if he had been on a better team. Regardless, it's more than likely that some of those stats have been a little tainted anyways, as on November 5th of 2019, he was suspended for 25 games after it was found he was taking Pralmarin, which is a growth hormone releasing peptide 2. And while we're confident that this certainly unfairly upped his game, we just hope that he'll be able to continue to keep his numbers up while not taking steroids. That's all we have for today, everyone, and thank you all for watching. Let us know in the comments down below which deleted moment you thought was the most interesting. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notifications button so that you never miss out on any of our latest content. Until next time.